The open road is looking dry in Vancouver heading into your Wednesday. 20 degrees is the high. A little bit stormy around Calgary. Edmonton, 20 degrees for you. Regina, 23. And Winnipeg, 28 degrees. Quite warm and dry conditions after all the rain we're seeing through the overnight hours. As we head towards Toronto, 28 degrees. Ottawa, 27. Montreal, 26.
Lots to talk about in terms of the active weather story. Thanks for joining us as always, Gary Archibald, Nicole Karkic. We are talking thunderstorms in particular.
Exactly, across the prairies and in through parts of Ontario. They've really moved out of Ottawa, but Environment Canada has concluded that an F2 tornado did touch down back on the weekend. For Ontario, the storms really have moved out of Ottawa. In the wake of it, we could still see some thunderstorms, the greater chance of thunderstorms now in and around Quebec towards Quebec City, moving in through the Maritimes as well. That high takes over. We're still seeing the north winds in through the overnight. And on Wednesday, here's the thing. This system is going to bring rain showers in and around Thunder Bay. And then this pulse of moisture makes its way towards Windsor, Sarnia, London. Could bring some thunderstorms for your Thursday morning, and more so it's beginning Wednesday through the overnight, continues for Thursday morning. So a soggy commute potentially Thursday when you're heading off to work in the Greater Toronto region, and then towards Cottage Country too. Wednesday afternoon, Sault Ste. Marie, 24 degrees, but notice a different trend for us across Ontario in the south. Toronto, 28 degrees, and feeling closer to about the mid-30s with the humidity. Ottawa, 27 degrees, sunny skies for you tomorrow. That's a nice change from today. And here it is this evening, that low now making its way in through the Maritime provinces, picking up close to about 10 millimeters of rain if you do see it. But a notice around Halifax, we're seeing soggy conditions for your Wednesday morning and afternoon. It clears out quite quickly. Thursday doesn't look too bad. Newfoundland, you're seeing rain today into tomorrow, and you could pick up closer to 30 millimeters through the Avalon Peninsula. Wednesday afternoon, 26 degrees in through Montreal. Sherbrooke, isolated showers, 23 degrees for you. And temperatures seasonably cool for us across most of the Maritime provinces. Let's head west now. And we're seeing some thunderstorms moving in through the evening time. And here it is, that system that already marched on through Alberta, dropped our temperatures down, brought us lots of rain, and then it just continues towards Manitoba in through the south. So towards Estevan, moving towards Brandon, chance of really stormy weather continuing through the evening, overnight hours, and by Wednesday it pulls north, so now Thompson and Churchill getting into it over there. So that risk this evening and the risk tomorrow.
This long-range forecast is brought to you by Fast Gas Plus.
Overnight into Wednesday, stormy weather moving in through the Maritime provinces, cooler conditions, and Newfoundland you'll see some rain too. A lot drier in through southern Ontario around Ottawa, looking at not a bad day, and Montreal clears out too. Northwestern Ontario now seeing stormy weather, and across the prairies, northern sections, generally speaking, looking a little bit more active than the south. Fair in BC for Wednesday. Vancouver looks great Wednesday and Thursday. Seasonal temperatures a little bit cloudy, but remaining fairly dry. Unsettled across the prairies in the north again on Thursday. And Thursday, there's a slight chance of thunderstorms, particularly in through southwestern Ontario, maybe even the Greater Toronto area. The east looks pretty good on Thursday. For Friday, not so good in the Maritimes and southern Quebec, and the humidity starting to build up again in through southern Ontario. The risk of thunderstorms once again towards Toronto, Cottage Country too. Seasonal in through the prairie provinces. And how does Saturday look? The start of your weekend, not too bad. It's dry in Alberta, seasonal temperatures, southern Ontario, sunny skies. What's happening right now? Well, we're counting down to your local forecasts. They begin in less than 50 seconds from right now. But first, we're going to take a look ahead at a few select cities here. In Montreal, 26 degrees on your Wednesday. Friday, 27, and that's when things could get stormy. The rain moves in the Maritimes through the overnight, so Halifax and Fredericton expect a soggy start to the day on Wednesday and coolish temperatures. Toronto, 28 on Wednesday, sunny skies, brilliant conditions, although Thursday and Friday, things will be a little bit stormy, but Friday's thunderstorms could start in the morning and then clear out by the evening and the afternoon. Ottawa, 27 on Wednesday. We'll that after the hailstorm that we saw today. And for us in the prairies, it looks like Saskatoon still has a chance of seeing thunderstorms on Wednesday, not as much as a risk towards Regina, 23 degrees for you. In Vancouver, 20 degrees on Wednesday, chance of rain by Friday. Coolish for the evening and overnight, mainly cloudy, but heading into tomorrow, you're going to see a lot more sunshine and the humidity is on the rise once again. So it was stormy across parts of eastern Ontario and moving into Quebec and the Maritimes, you're going to see some active weather. And towards the west, we're certainly seeing some stormy conditions and hail the size of loonies in through parts of Saskatchewan, northeast of Regina. We have the severe thunderstorm watch in place around Saskatoon and Regina too, and in Alberta, still a chance of seeing an additional 30 to 50 millimeters of rain around Cold Lake. So let's see what happens over the next little while. Vancouver, mainly cloudy for us, but it's not looking too bad. It's staying fairly dry over the next few days. Here's where the active weather still is, that low making its way through, leaving behind it stormy weather, cooler temperatures, and windy conditions as well. But then on Wednesday, it really clears out. It's just northern sections of the prairies around Thompson and Churchill where we could be seeing some rainy conditions and stormy weather too. But temperatures are rebounding across southern Alberta and Saskatchewan and Manitoba over the next few days. Just that risk for this evening of seeing the large size hail, the heavy downpours, and the gusty winds across the board in the area marked in red. And still in Alberta, a chance of non-severe thunderstorms. Wednesday, notice that it's to the north where we're seeing the most active weather in Saskatchewan and Manitoba, and now northwestern Ontario getting into stormy weather over there. Through the overnight, clear conditions and through southern Ontario for Toronto. Temperatures warm up for tomorrow. Traveling through Alberta today, you probably noticed the heavy downpours, the large size hail. That moved in towards Saskatchewan, and around Saskatoon and Regina, we still have a severe thunderstorm watch in place. And generally speaking, the large size hail is the biggest issue with these storms moving through. In Alberta, around Cold Lake, an additional 30 to 50 millimeters of rain when all is said and done heading into tomorrow, and still a chance of some thunderstorms across Alberta for this evening. They should be non-severe, but the severe ones right here. Saskatoon south towards Regina, Estevan, Yorkton, and then moving in through Manitoba as well. By Wednesday, it really shifts north of Saskatoon and then towards Thompson and Churchill, and now around Thunder Bay, northwestern Ontario, seeing potentially isolated severe storms there. Alberta, temperatures are going to go up heading into Wednesday. You could see some thunderstorms in and around Calgary. 19 degrees. Yeah, that's going up by a few degrees compared to today. Vancouver, 20 degrees. Towards Ottawa, 27. Halifax and St. John's, we're seeing some rain for your Wednesday. In Ontario for this evening, mainly cloudy for us in through Ottawa. Slight chance of thunderstorms still to the evening, but it's mostly in through Quebec where we're seeing that active weather. A nice clearing trend on the way for the next 24 hours in southern Ontario with that high pressure rolling into place. Sunshine in Toronto, Windsor for your Wednesday afternoon, but this is on the way. Northwestern Ontario seeing it on Wednesday, and then another pulse of moisture. It's going to make its way through Wednesday evening into Thursday, where there is certainly the risk of some thunderstorms. Southwestern Ontario seeing it first, and then eventually through Toronto, north towards Barrie and Cottage Country. So Wednesday afternoon, here's where we're seeing the most active weather. 17 degrees around Marathon, Sault Ste. Marie, 24 degrees over there. But a different story as you head south. Sunny skies, brilliant, gorgeous. Temperatures right around seasonal. Humidex values aren't too bad yet. They do rise in your long-range forecast, though. As we look to Quebec, that's where we're seeing the thunderstorms still in and around Quebec City. Sherbrooke still could see some isolated showers tomorrow, but this low is tracking east, so heads up to the Maritime provinces overnight, heading into Wednesday. Steady rain on the way, and we're looking at the potential about 10 to 15 millimeters across the board, so not too bad. The Avalon Peninsula could see closer to about 30 millimeters of rain. That's just due to a separate system moving through. Thursday doesn't look too bad, though, across the Maritime provinces. And as we look to Wednesday, notice Moncton 18 degrees with that cloud cover. It's a little bit cooler than we might want it for this time of year. Montreal, 26 degrees for you. And in through the afternoon, check it out. Lots of rainy weather here. It's not your weekend, though. It's not ruining your weekend quite yet. As we head to the west, and coming up, we'll have more details on your long-range forecast. But notice those storms still hitting us in southern Saskatchewan for this evening. Overnight into Wednesday, stormy weather moving in through the maritime provinces, cooler conditions, and Newfoundland you'll see some rain too. A lot drier in through southern Ontario around Ottawa, looking at not a bad day, and Montreal clears out too. Northwestern Ontario now seeing stormy weather, and across the prairies, northern sections, generally speaking, looking a little bit more active than the south. Fair in BC for Wednesday. Vancouver looks great Wednesday and Thursday. Seasonal temperatures a little bit cloudy, but remaining fairly dry. Unsettled across the prairies in the north again on Thursday. And Thursday, there's a slight chance of thunderstorms, particularly in through southwestern Ontario, maybe even the greater Toronto area. The east looks pretty good on Thursday. For Friday, not so good in the Maritimes and southern Quebec, and the humidity starting to build up again in through southern Ontario. The risk of thunderstorms once again towards Toronto, cottage country too. Seasonal in through the prairie provinces. And how does Saturday look? The start of your weekend, not too bad. It's dry in Alberta, seasonal temperatures, southern Ontario, sunny skies.